जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरावनचारी। यमुना तीरावनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Vrindavan Chandra Radha Vrindavan Chandra Radha. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Baladeva, Jaya Subhadrama. Jaya Gauranika, Jaya Gauranika. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Jai Gaura Hari Bol. नाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। We're reading from Canto 5, chapter 5, text 2. ये वेदा में open नहीं हो रहा है। So the name of the chapter is Lord Rishabhadev's teachings to his sons. Text 2. Mahat-seväà dväram ähur vimuktes tamo-dväram yoñitäà saìgi-saìgam mahäntas sama-cittäù praçäntä vimanyavaù suhådaù ye. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. One can attain the path of liberation from material bondage only by rendering service to highly advanced spiritual personalities. These personalities are impersonalists and devotees. Whether one wants to merge into Lord's existence or wants to associate with the personality of Godhead, one should render service to the mahätmäs. For those who are not interested in such activities, who associate with people fond of women and sex, the path to hell is wide open. The Mahatmas are equipoised. They do not see any difference between one living entity and another. They are very peaceful and are fully engaged in devotional service. They are devoid of anger and they work for the benefit of everyone. They do not behave in any abominable way. Such people are known as Mahatmas. Purport: the human body is like a junction. One may either take the path of liberation or the path leading to a hellish condition. How can how one can take these paths is described herein. On the path of liberation, one associates with Mahatmas, and on the path of bondage, one associates with those attached to sense gratification and woman. There are two types of Mahatmas, the impersonalist and the devotees. Although their ultimate goal is different, the process of emancipation is almost the same. Both want eternal happiness. One seeks happiness in impersonal Brahman, and the other seeks happiness in the association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As described in the first verse, Brahma Saukhyam. Brahman means spiritual or eternal. Both the impersonalists and the devotees seek eternal blissful life. In any case, it is advised that one become perfect. In the words of Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter 22nd, text 87, Asat Sanga Tyagi Yai Vaishnava Achar, Sri Sanga Eka Sadhu, Krishna Bhakta Ar. To remain unattached to the modes of material nature, one should avoid associating with those who are asat, materialistic. There are two kinds of materialist. One is attached to woman and sense gratification, and the other is simply a non-devotee. On the positive side is the association with Mahatmas, and on the negative side is the avoidance of non-devotees and woman hunters. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayi Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतम सावधूतम परिजना सहितम कृष्ण चैतन्य देवम श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सह गण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितं च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So it's my fortune to be with all of you again. We'll be discussing on the topic of Mahat Seva as being mentioned in the shloka itself. Srila Sanatan Goswami in Krishna Lilastava, he offers a prayer. He says that Asadu sadhu dain ati nicho chakataraka hanam mancha kadachin mam prema rit kanta yospura. This is a prayer to Srimad Bhagavatam, where it is said that how Asadu sadhu dain, someone who is asadhu, he becomes a sadhu. We are trying to be sadhu. We may be asadhu as of now. Ati nichocha kataraka. Ati, see, niche we know. Ati niche means like something who is so much fallen. Ati nichocha, and what is going to happen? Taraka. Someone is going to deliver it. Such kind of personality. Hana muncha kadachin mam. Muncha, we heard this word muncha somewhere else in Bhagavatam also. You know, in the pastime of Putana, when Krishna kind of was sucking the milk from the breast of Putana. At one point of time, he started not only sucking the milk, along with that, he was sucking the life air of Putana. Then Putana says, Muncha, Muncha, means leave me, child. That's what she says. Simply saying, Hana Muncha Kadachin Mam. Please, my dear Srimad Bhagavatam, do not leave me. Hmm? And what should happen? What is the effect expected? Premna Rit Kantayospura. See, prem or love is experienced in the rit, in the hriday. But not only in the hriday, but also in the kantha. He's saying here. I read the translation. O Srimad Bhagavatam, O giver of saintliness to unsaintly, O uplifter of the very fallen, please do not ever leave me. Please become manifest upon my heart and my throat, accompanied by pure love of Krishna. So why I quoted this shloka, mentioning here, because Srimad Bhagavatam, and if you see throughout the Srimad Bhagavatam, we get to see one common theme. What is the common theme of Srimad Bhagavatam, by the way? Ashray is one thing. That's mainly of 10 Canto Ashray. Okay, that's that we call as Paribhasa Sutra of Srimad Bhagavatam. Glorification of devotees, yes. Because if you see Srimad Bhagavatam, like Krishna, Bhagavad Gita talks about what Krishna's message comes from Bhagavad Gita. But Krishna's interaction with his devotees or the devotee's life in general is seen primary to Srimad Bhagavatam. And unless and until Srimad Bhagavatam reveals, like today we are trying to take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam, like what shloka we took is from Srimad Bhagavatam. Unless and until Srimad Bhagavatam decides to offer that grace to us, because bhakti is a part of grace. When you say grace, it is uh, whose choice to offer that to us. It's Krishna's choice, right? Unless and Krishna decides, unless he decides, after he decides only he can offer to us that thing. And moreover, Krishna's devotees are more merciful than Krishna by the mercy of Krishna, as we say, right? And then Krishna's devotees can actually offer us what even Krishna can't offer us. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that describes about how one receives bhakti. Many of us, we are practicing devotees. Now, how we receive this bhakti? Through devotees, right? So basically, Krishna's devotees, and specifically we can talk about Madhyamadikari, he talks about Madhyamadikari, how they go out of their way and they offer us bhakti to us without seeing our qualification. We may be like, Ati Nichoch, Ati Nich, we can be Ati Nich, or we can be Asadhu. But we are being offered that bhakti by the mercy of devotees. And that becomes the basis of, Mahat Seva. So many times we may see what is Mahat Seva. As a broader, okay, we understand, fine. There is some, like the today's shloka talks about how such devotees, they are uh, praçäntä, and then they are sama-cittäù, sadhavo, all those kind of qualities are mentioned in this shloka what we discussed. So we may think that okay, someone is coming in this category, then only he can be called as a sadhu or a mahat in general. But in the process, we forget that we also staying with sadhus around. You understand? Because many times what we feel is okay, someone has coming from the car, then we are standing there with mridang kartal garlands. Then he is certainly a mahat for sure. There is no doubt about it. But we think he is only a mahat, or he can be only a mahat. And then what happens is in the process of maybe we may be so much respectful towards them, such kind of personalities, but in the process we forget to do the same thing with the devotees around us. Like I remember when during our Bhakti Vaibhav, I was giving a presentation on this 325-25 Satam Prasangam Mamvir Samvido, this shloka. So that time I gave the presentation and then Vamshivanpu added when they give feedback at the end. He said, many times we feel this Satam in this shloka, Satam, we feel someone who is like a pure devotee. But Satam also means people who are around us. Because see, there are two type of personalities. Someone who is completely pure, what we call as Mahat. Someone may be in the process of getting pure. है ना? Someone who has already taken bath completely and completely like he's ready, purified. Someone will be in the process of taking bath. होता है ना जैसे हम आश्रम we have the shower में होता है हमारे shower है. So you may put a shower, you are taking bath. So sometime you might have gone somewhere out and or you might have gone to your used toilet for example. So you may be impure for a given point of time. But as you are taking bath, in the process what's happening? You are not completely pure yet, but still in the process, what's happening is you are getting purified. So many times our vision may get certainly tainted by that, and then we may always respect them, but not respect the devotees around us. In the process, committing offenses. And many times this happens. This when such kind of great souls, how long they stay with us? How long they are with us? Maybe maximum like we have today, Giraj Maharaj will come. How long he is there with us? 1 week. Then then that then they go away. But what happens is then the rest of the time we are with the devotees around us. I'm just setting the scene now on this topic because many times it happens that we may, as I said, we may take care of those great souls very nicely, and we may here be quarrelsome with the devotees around us. Then that doesn't go in line. Now, if you when you're talking about Mahat Seva, it begins from like in our ashram language, it begins from PDC up to GBC. So everyone included in this category, we may not able to serve them in that way. Like some Maharaj may come, we may do his Pada Puja. we may wash his feet. But we may not do the same thing for any of our devotees around. But we can at least offer the respect to them. We can be respectable towards them while dealing with them. We can be friendly with them. So when that is done, so like we have this song, no, in which it is said how we have to offer respect yatha yatha, according to the level of the person to offer the respect. We can offer the respect of a sannyasi to a newcomer, or a newcomer's respect to a sannyasi. Like in the way we say, no, we can't offer the respect what we offer to the demigods to Krishna, or to the what we offer to Krishna to the demigods. Right? So we have to understand whom to offer what respect. That 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 forms the crux of this when we talk about the Vaishnava Seva. Now, if you see in the 11th canto, second chapter, 20th verse, where Maharaj Nimi is talking to Navayogendras, he quotes a shloka, Durlabha Manava Deho Dehinam Shanabhangura Tatrapi Durlabham Manne Vaikuntha Priya Darshanam. So, Durlabha Manusha Deho. So, Manusha Deha, the human form itself is Durlabha. And then what kind of life that is? Even in the Manusha Deha, what kind of life he has? Dehinam Shanabhangura. Like we say in this in one more song, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that how Jeevana Talamala, in that song he says how life is so temporary, anitya. It's so shanabhangura. In a minute something can happen. Accident can happen. Someone may die. Whatever, anything can happen. Tatrapi durlabham manne. In all these things, what is more durlabha? What is more durlabha thing? Vaikuntha Priya Darshanam. Who is Vaikuntha Priya? One level is Vaikuntha Priya's actual meaning is Vishnu. Vaikuntha Priya is Lord. And also another meaning for that is devotees who are dear to the Lord, or who are dear to the Vaikuntha Vasis. So such devotees. So to serve them is something which is very important. And then since we have got this human form of life, we have to be very, very careful about it. Also, in this Avanti Brahman section, when he concludes, you know Avanti Brahman story, all of us we know. We are aware of the story, Avanti Brahman. This comes in which canto? No, this comes in 11th canto. So now the story of Avanti Brahman, who is telling the story, by the way? Krishna himself is narrating the story about of Avanti Brahman. And if you're aware, what happens with this Avanti Brahman is initially this Brahman is very, very miserly. He's very miserly. He really kind of exploits all the people around him. And then later, by the will of providence, what happens? He loses all his wealth. And as soon as he loses all his wealth, the first thing what happens is the people around him, they reject him. Specifically, his relatives reject him. His family members for whom he worked so hard, they reject him. And as that happens, then gradually what happens? Even society rejects him because they know, hey, previously he treated us so badly. He gave us such a bad experience, so we also reject him. And then one time, he was kind of completely outcasted from the whole society. Then subsequently takes sannyas. Then people around also they start ridiculing him. They would take his sannyas danda and beat him only with that. At times they will, to degree that they will pass urine on him, they'll pass foul air on him, and do all the nasty things which can be done towards him. With Avanti Brahman at the end, now when he is in this state, he gets a realization. What realization he gets? Actually, none of them are responsible for my situation. Neither my relatives, neither the planetary systems, neither no Shani. There is no Mahadasha going on. There is no Sadesati going on. None of them are responsible for anything. The only person responsible for this thing is my uncontrolled mind. And then he quotes the shloka which becomes like a sannyas mantra. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself recited it. Krishna himself is reciting that shloka. Such is the state of this Avanti Brahman. So he's saying now, Labdva sudurlabam idam bahu sambhavante manushyam arthadam anityam apiha dhiraha. Basically, he's mentioning here how human fall of life is so rare, and one has to utilize that for what? Arthadam. Arthadam means Huh? Not necessarily wealth. Arthadam means something which is meaningful. Should utilize it for something which is meaningful, something which is useful. I have to say something now. Mhm. Okay, when I remember, I'll say. So, human form of life has to be utilized like this. And then I just gave you a background with what background he has come to Avanti Brahman. And now he's making a point that we have to utilize it for the. And we have now received this human form of life. He's saying, Ladva. We have received Sudurlabham Idam. And how we have received it? After a lot of endeavors. Basically, after how long? 8.4 million species, at least. At least after going it through that, he has received it. So one more thing which comes here when you talk about arthadam, this word, mm, businessman. What is the priority for businessman? Huh? Profit, right? So when you talk about profit, uh, so profit is only in terms of money. See, profit is also in terms of time. You give less time, you get maximum output. It's like you invest less money, you get more money back. That's generally a thought process of a businessman. So same thought process we also need to apply. How in our case, in this case, see how much time all of us we have, we don't know. Like I remember in my childhood, we used to play this computer games, many fighting games. वो नाम याद नहीं अभी, लेकिन some games used to play. तो उसमें क्या होता था कि there would be a life bar, sometime above the head of the fighter, sometime below tab. There is a life bar. You get one hit, it reduces. You get another hit, it more reduces. Now sometimes you get a health kit. Health kit is there. You take it, it increases. But like actual life is not like that. If you see, in real life, it never happens like that. है ना? So uh, that so whatever bar of life we have individually, we don't know. At least in the game, it is visible. In real life, it is invisible. Now, whether we have half life remaining, one fourth remaining, or three fourths remaining, or just like for Khatwang Maharaj, maybe a Muhurta, 148 minutes remaining, we don't know. So, since that is our situation, that's why we see our scripture talk about this thing a lot. It talks also about how there has to be sense of urgency, how we should feel the urgent need of taking to Krishna consciousness. First time when Srila Prabhupada met with his spiritual master, what Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur told him? Krishna consciousness message is urgent. And then we can't just wait for whether India gets freedom or not. Krishna consciousness is an urgency, basically. To propagate the message is urgency. That's what Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur told our Srila Prabhupada. So in that sense, if we see, we understand how our human life is, first of all, we saw how it is rare. And then life is, anitya, so short. We don't know how much time we have. And in that, if we don't utilize it in a wise way, just like a businessman utilizes it, then we'll be like, at the end, we'll be a loser kind of thing. So remember, this was His Holiness his Jayapataka Maharaj. So he was once sharing in one of the class. He said when he was a student in the college. So in the college, they will had a lot of competitions, and then anyone who will win the competition, he'll get a hamper or a gift voucher. In Judea, we get sometimes 500 rupees, 100 rupees, we get voucher. But they had a very unique voucher, very interesting. So what they used to get is they'll be told, okay, you go to such and such mall. There's one mall, and when you reach the mall, they'll give you a cart, and there'll be two bells. The first bell, as soon as the first bell is run, what you have to do is take the cart, and whatever you have to take from the entire mall, you can take till the time second bell rings. So you start and you end, and then whatever you collect is what is yours. So just imagine, just try to put yourself in that situation. Put yourself in that situation. Uh, Like in our case, we can go to our gift shop. So just imagine what all we'll do. What will be our eagerness? Whether we'll get stuck up with someone, अरे इसने मुझे आज, he didn't greeted me only. He saw me, but he never said Hare Krishna to me. अरे इसने मुझे ना आज सर्विंग प्रसादम सर्विंग हो रहा था, गुलाब जाम था, तो उसमें से दो से एक ही दिया मुझे. That will not matter to us. What matters to us that time is I don't know when the second buzzer is going to go, and I need to just collect as much as possible, right? So for us, if you see, this is a nice story, but along with that, a lot of lesson is there in that. Our first buzzer is gone, that we have taken birth. We have got this human body. Now, when the second buzzer is going to ring, we don't know. So just like their people, they're so enthusiastic to grab onto things as much as possible. So what we need to grab on is my question to all of you. We have a cart. We have started. The first buzzer has gone. What we need to collect in that cart? Blessings. No? Because as I said, I began with saying that how bhakti is a path of grace. The more we attract these blessings in our cart, the more it will beneficial for us. So at least, sometime we may talk about uh, Swartha. Swartha Gatim Hi Vishnu, we seventh canto, Prahlad Maharaj says. So though Swartha Gatim is Vishnu is there, along with that, when you gather the blessings of Vaishnavas in our life, in the cart of our life, what we have. So when the second buzzer goes, will not have that, regret. Oh, I got this even form, but I could not do much about it. I could not gather so many things. Like for a person who is going with that card, if he is little relaxed, he's relaxed. If he thinks, "अरे ठीक है, बाद में कर लूंगा मैं." So that story is there of rabbit and a turtle, tortoise, है ना? वो बोलता है ठीक है थोड़ा आराम कर लेता हूँ अभी, बाद में है turtle तभी सोए, tortoise तो आराम से जाएगा. So similarly, life may just pass, and then later we regret, "अरे what blessings I collected in my life. What was I just kept my life vacant." So the now this really applies to even Vaishnava Seva. And if you see, if you go in the philosophical part of that, how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he picked up different things from different sampradayas. From where did he pick up Vaishnava Seva? And today is the disappearance of Sripad Ramanujacharya. From whom Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu picked up Vaishnava Seva. So quite relevant today in that sense. Because if you see, if you read any of the compositions of Ramanujacharya or the Sri Sampradaya, so much is talked about Vaishnava Seva. Their main, we can say the main emphasis always has been. So he took two things, right, from Sri Sampradaya. What is that? Deity worship and Vaishnava Seva. Are you sure deity worship? Deity worship, na? Sure, na? So, so basically, so today is the day when you actually can pray to Sripad Ramanujacharya, because that Sri Sampradaya Sampradaya is something like who they really value as Vaishnava Seva, or in fact you can say Mahaprabhu would pick up that thing from that Sampradaya. So we can get to see the whole that mood in the entire Sri Sampradaya so much. There are so many pastimes we get to see how Sripad Ramanujacharya he himself exhibited that how Vaishnava Seva was something which Sripad Ramanujacharya always prioritized. You know the story then once Sripad Ramanujacharya wanted to go to one particular place and the two disciples were staying there. One was a rich disciple and one was a not that rich disciple, poor disciple. So Sripad Ramacharya said he sent his disciples, his inter-age devotees, inter-devotees, said, okay, go there and tell them I am coming. So as soon as this disciples they reached the rich disciples' house, they said, okay, Guru Maharaj is coming. And he became so ecstatic to hear, okay, Guru Maharaj is finally coming after so many years, he's coming. And they got totally absorbed, the entire family, the entire, people around him, they got absorbed into arranging or making all the arrangements for Sripad Ramacharya to come. And then they came from there, and then Sripad Ramacharya asked them, so did you tell him that I am coming? Said yes. Guru Maharaj became so happy to hear that news that you are coming finally after so many years. He was waiting for you to come. Finally, you are going there. You decided to go there. Then the Sripad Ramacharya asked him, so how did he treat you? Said, "Arey, actually, he got so busy, he was so absorbed that he just forgot to later that we are there also. He just came. He said, Sripad Ramacharya, no, I'll not go there. And then he said, okay, go to my poor disciple in the same town. Then they go there, and they tell Guru Maharaj is coming. He became so happy. And then immediately, though he's so poor, he arranged a place for them to set, offer them some water, speak some nice word, give them some water, let the person yes. And Sripad Ramacharya then decides to go there. So basically, what we see from this is how for him, so like one way, like I began with saying that how sometimes we may serve only the great soul, but for them it was not like that. For Sripad Ramanacharya, what was the case? How you are taking care of my disciples also? Are you serving them nicely? So that was the same point of view I was trying to relate with all of you. Is we may at times serve the. It's very easy. If you ask, I have little experience of maybe last 12 years of serving the guest. Uh, my understanding that it's very easy to serve the guest because they have certain, okay, this is a diet, this is their requirement, and this is what they require, and it's very easy to cater it. But it's much more difficult to stay with the devotees or to take care of the devotees with whom we are staying, because now they know us, we know them. They have seen our all leelas, and we have saw their all the leelas what they do. So that's why. So we can see from this example of Sripad Ramacharya how he was actually for him. Uh, the Vaishnava Seva was so much part of his existence. We can see from this example. So if you see the previous verse 551, which is we talks about the tamo-dväram putraka-yena sattvam, that shloka. So it talks about austerity, divine austerity. If you see, it's such an interesting thing. Uh, Rishabdev is instructing to his disciples in the current scene, what we are discussing this shloka. Now, he began with saying what? So you should do divine austerity, tapo divyam, putraka-yena sattvam, shuddhet, tasmat, brahma sokyam tu anantam. This is the first instruction he gives to his 100 sons. Now, he could have spoken about austerity or so many other aspects of that, or many different aspects, but he immediately jumps to this aspect of mahat-seväà. Means what? Something which is so urgent, something which is he's prioritizing that over and above other things. So when you talk about like shuddhi, like in the first book it talks about shuddhi. So remember during our COVID times, some of you may be there, I don't know, some of you are there or everyone is new. But when we are during the COVID times, we used to have something called a sanitization. So anything comes within the campus of a temple that has to undergo through the process of sanitization. Sometimes there will be like when sabji would come, they will have a big tub of water with warm water with haldi and some other things, and they'll dip the whole thing in that and they keep it for some time and then they, or sometimes some Amazon parcel will come, they'll keep in sun for 48 hours. So there are different types of shuddhis were utilized. So that everything gets purified by different things. If you see sanitization, see you can't put sabji for 48 hours in the sun. You may say, okay, I want to do shuddhi of what sabji. कैसे करे अभी अमेजोन के पार्सल का क्या करते हैं so 48 आवर्स सन में रखते हैं तो मैं क्या करूंगा सब्जी को भी 48 hours will keep in sun, so that doesn't work. For shuddhi for different thing is different. Like for example, we are wearing this cotton. You know how much time cotton gets contaminated? Cotton. Technically, uh, Sanatan Goswami writes, he says within 6 hours, like you come for Mangalarati at 4 o'clock. So by 10 o'clock, we can say this is as good as contaminated. In one sense, means we can't utilize it for any other purpose. So what is the Shuddhi for cotton? Water. What is Shuddhi for gold? You can't use water for cleaning gold. Fire, right? So different things get, and how, what is the Shuddhi for mind? Subtle mind or mind is, huh? Satisfaction. Mind gets purified by being satisfied. Nice, no? When you're satisfied, that's the purity. That's the way you get your mind purified. How your money get purified? By charity. In the same way. And how the soul gets purified? Soul is one sense all pure, but when you get the knowledge of the soul, that's the knowledge of self, that is Rajavidya. That Rajavidya will purify the soul, means basically it will change the conception. Now soul is conception of soul is what? It identifies with the body. The soul, what will happen by that later? By the knowledge, soul will understand I'm not his body, but I am the spirit soul itself. So basically Shuddhi is based on type of association. Now I gave example of so many like things. They get they get Shuddhi by various type of things. Basically associated with those things will purify them. That means what? The Shuddhi actually in our lives as Vaishnavas, practicing devotees, will come through what? Through association, primarily. So association is something which purifies us. In NOI, Rupa Goswami, see, NOI is one of the amazing composition of Sripad Rupa Goswami. Why? Huh? Yes, only 11 verses are there. That's what we feel at times. 16 सती के 11 ही श्लोक है. Bhagavatam 18,000 श्लोक है, कब खत्म होगा पता नहीं. So once I remember one of our devotee was telling, what category of book is NOI? We have this big book, medium book, small book, tiny book. Which category it comes? Small book. तो small book का कितना point होता है? वो अभी जीवन में सेवा कर रहे हैं. Small book I think is a 0.5 है ना? You distribute one NOI, you get 0.5 points. है ना? But if you see NOI has an ability, it begins with Shraddha, goes up to Prema within 11 shlokas. It's a crash course in terms of a Vidyasarita. It's a crash course of, going from Shraddha to Prema. Means what? In a crash course, if it just 11 shlokas are there, that means what? Can we have repetition in that? Is repetition possible? Like in older days, we used to have this telegram, not the app what we have now, but actual telegram. So in the telegram, you used to write, when you have to write a message, that message has to be very precise, very concise. You can't use an extra word, because every extra word you write, you have to pay for it. है ना? They'll write, no, come immediately, stop, urgent, stop, like that, whatever. We have to write like that. Actually, in our school days, we were taught how to write a telegram. So basically, there is no repetition. One can't afford to have repetition. But interestingly, Rup Goswami here, he does a repetition in NOI. What is that repetition? In what context, He talks about Sangha, but then in what way? In the second shloka, he talks about Jana Sangasya. And then in the text 3, he talks about Sangatyagat. You know this thing? Two words? They are same or different? What is Jana Sangasya? Association of worldly minded people. That is Jana Sangasya, and we have to give it up. That is Jana Sangasya. In that context, yes. And the other word is Sangatyagat. That is association with non-devotees and what today said, Sri Kami. So we have to not only give up the association of, we can say like the opposite sex in a wrong way, but also someone who is attached to that association. That also. So that's why he's repeating these two things, this association twice in the and also like we have this famous shloka of sadhu sangha sarva shastra ko. Lava matra sadhu sangha. What is lava, by the way? मतलब कितना? So 1 second, उसमें 1/12 part is a lava. It is said, if you want to get sarva siddhi in your life, all sarva मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि partly, 50% नहीं, 20%, 100% अगर आपको सिद्धि चाहिए अपने जीवन में, तो आपको क्या करना है? लवा मात्र साधु संग करना है ना? हम कितना साधु संग करते हैं? Like, we have yesterday whole day, like Mahatma, I was amazed to see that, right? He reached here at, maybe like 7 o'clock, and he left at 9 o'clock. Constantly, it was like so much was given to us. Again, I remember a pastor of Sripad Ramanacharya. When Sripad Ramanacharya went to, he had his prasad, and he went to the pukur there. Pukur means a water body there, a lake, to wash his hands. After he just, he washed his hands in that pukur, and there was some rice particle there which came out, and the fish came there. And as soon as fish, took up that rice particle, immediately they got this 400 form of Vaikuntha. And the disciples were there, and they said, Guru Maharaj, what is this? So daily, thrice a day, we are eating your remnants, but nothing is coming out. Only two hands are there still. The two more are not coming out. Why like that? So what is the reason for that, by the way? Hmm? Fish में कहाँ श्रद्धा था? Oh, really? Surrender? Because fish just took it. See, many times what happens now, जब हमको sometime you get महाप्रसाद, फेस्टिवल में आता है ना आपके पास भी, इधर कभी कभी महाप्रसाद आता है वहां से, तो मैं चूज यार मुझे ना वो थोड़ा गाजर का हलवा ही चाहिए महाप्रसाद, है ना? I remember another past time just connected. Our he was there. Uh, Navayogendra Maharaj. He was serving Srila Prabhupada. This person servant of Prabhupada. प्रभुपाद को एक बार इच्छा हो गया, प्रभुपाद बोले कि मुझे आज क्या नाम उसका, एक मुझे नीम बेगुन खाना है, नीम के पकोड़े खाने हैं मुझे, प्रभुपाद बोले। तो नरेंद्र महाराज बोले कि ठीक है। महाराज को पता नहीं था इतना, तो गए नीम के पत्ते लेके आए, डाला अपने इसमें बेसन में डाल के तल के लेके आए, और फिर प्रभुपाद को दिया। प्रभुपाद ने लिया, एक पहला पीस खाया, बोले क्या है, बोले कितना गंदा है ये, यू डोंट नो द प्रोसीजर ऑफ मेकिंग दिस नीम पकोड़ा? नहीं प्रभुपाद, मैं तो गया और फिर सीधा वो नीम का पत्ता तोड़ के लाया, उसको डुबो के फ्राई करके आपके लिए लेके आया मैं। बोले गंदा, इसको निकालो। बोले यू शुड गेट अ टेंडर लीव्स। उसी समय उसके थोड़ा आसपास से एक डिवोटी है महाराज के पास, बोले कि महाराज कैन आई गेट सम महा ऑफ शिला प्रभुपाद? बोले, फिर उनको चमका के, हाँ हाँ मेरे पास ये महा है प्रभुपाद का, नीम पकोड़ा है मेरे पास। तो उसने दे दिया। फिर वो डिवोटी कहीं से अफ्रीका से था, और फिर उन्होंने दे दिया पूरा प्लेट, कहीं दिस एंटायर प्लेट ऑफ योर टू यू। प्रभुपाद ने खाया हुआ थोड़ा सा पकोड़ा था, छोड़ा हुआ था, और पूरा प्लेट दे दिया वो डिवोटी को। और महाराज वहां पे सब होने के बाद, फिर आफ्टर 1 year महाराज वेंट देयर अगेन टू अफ्रीका। And then this devotee said, Arey Maharaj, you gave me this Maha Prabhupada, I could not take it only. It is still there with me after 1 year. है ना? मतलब many men, जब महामा का बात आता है, तो always we want what? Something which I like. इसमें बोला कि we have this राजभोग plate you might have get. उसमें क्या होगा, जो आपको अच्छा लगता है ना वही आप लेंगे। ऐसा नहीं कि भाई सॉल्ट है उसमें बचा हुआ, तो ठीक भगवान ने इसको खाया हुआ सॉल्ट है, भगवान की प्लेट से आया सॉल्ट है, ऐसा फील नहीं करेंगे हम। या फिर कभी कभी we get so many devotees here, they may have taken prasad, and sometime they may something is left over is there, something like कुछ नींबू है, कुछ है, उसको नहीं लेंगे हम। what we want is sometimes the main item. तो उससे क्या होता है, we become selective। जैसे सिलेक्टिव बनते हैं, तो मर्सी भी कैसे आता है फिर? सिलेक्टिव होता है। तो selectively we'll get mercy so we'll not get that the complete mercy that way. So we may associate at times, as I said, but then but many times what happens, though we may take not lava matra, we may take lavalab, like I think so, लबालब लेंगे, उसको भर भर के लेंगे, फिर भी फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, क्योंकि स्पिरिट में हमने कभी लिया ही नहीं। असली में देखा तो एक मोमेंट से 1/12 of a moment is sufficient for us to get all siddhi. But why we are not getting all sarva siddhi? Because we are very choosy and selective. We may always put, or we may see things in a very much material parameter से हम उसको सारा ऑब्जर्व करना चालू करेंगे। So this is just a beginning of a topic. I could not proceed beyond maybe like first talk only I took in the whole topic meeting, so maybe we'll see in the later. आपका टाइम भी हो गया, मतलब if you're busy people, तो 8:13 हो गया, तो मेरे को लगा कि आपको we have your other things also. So we'll end here. Questions है? Will not get a second chance. ठीक है, maybe next time I'll not sleep. Maybe next time will not be there only. उसी में आपका सारा क्रैश हो गया, उसमें आप आपका ये हो गया. But in spiritual practice, spiritual life, you get so many chances. कैसे? अरे आज मैं ना रीडिंग नहीं कर पाया, ठीक है कल कर लेंगे. तो उससे ना इमीडिएट इफेक्ट हमको दिखता नहीं है खास करके. तो इसलिए when I talked about sense of urgency, that really makes us, basically to be conscious. So many times we are not conscious. How many of you agree we are not conscious at times? So many times we are not conscious. What are the things we are not conscious about? Any examples? इस spiritual की तरफ थोड़ा बाद में जाओ, पहले there are many things before that. You're not conscious about, maybe at times electricity. You're not conscious about resources, and then you're not conscious about, believe. We're not conscious about our own health. Like Mahatma was mentioning a point. He said, one of the best self-care is chanting Hare Krishna very attentively and in a way that connects us with Krishna again. We never chant Hare Krishna attentively. We never care about ourselves in that sense. If we really want to care about ourselves now, then we'll chant Hare Krishna very attentively. But since there's something called as self-envy. We have envy towards Krishna, that's one envy. But sometimes we are self-envious. Now, we may not be actually self-envious in direct sense, but we may be envious in a way when we not do these things properly. If we know holy name is something which is our elixir for us. Elixir, you understand? Like a Jivan Amrut for us. But we don't chant Hare Krishna nicely. Though we know everything. See, in fact, I can say anyone who has even done DYS, he also understands that holy name is something which is एटलीस्ट उसको थोड़ा तो पता चलता है कि ठीक है होली ने मुझे लेने का प्रयास करना है. एक माला करेगा लेकिन करना है अच्छे से करना. So that's why sometimes we should really go back in our initial days. When I initially met devotees, मेरा क्या था? What was my thought process? How I was that time? I will understand actually we were very simple that time. We were very innocent that time. Over a period of time, lot of things have gone. Though we had taken, now if you just say, I was just sometimes I came in Krishna consciousness 2006. So 2006 till date, कितना साल हो गया? 18 साल में कितना प्रसाद खाया होगा बोलो? एक कम से कम 1 टन तो खाई होगा ना, 1000 किलो. सी नॉर्मल फीस्ट होता है उसमें हम कितना 1-2 किलो खा ही लेते हैं, होता है ना. स्वीट है फिर क्या क्या वैरायटी बनता है, तो वी आर लाइक, तो फिर भी हमको देखता है, हम वी नेवर टेक इट इन दैट सेंस. हियर इज अ फिश, एक दाने से उसका पूरा परिवर्तन हो गया. And then we get, and interestingly we have so much options for prasadam also. ठीक है, यहाँ योगा प्रसाद खत्म हो गया तो we have food for life. वो नहीं तो एटलीस्ट we have community kitchen, है ना. और sometimes मधुरम, और जैसे we have two timer kitchen, we have brahmachari kitchen, और worst case so much we have. And you see initial disciples of Prabhupada also, what books they have. I was hearing once Radhanath Pari was saying, whenever there was one devotee, I forgot his name, so he was involved with this book printing, and then he was staying in New Vrindavan, and he used to get the copy of, initial copy आता था उसका, ये उसका type setting सब करने के लिए. Then that time they would take out time and they'll read that book. Oh, this is the first writing of Srila Prabhupada just came out, and we are the first people in the entire first devotee in the entire creation. We are getting to read this, and that way they will read this book. And what books? How many books are available? वो समय में. And the entire temple there will be one set of books. So everyone had to share the books to read books. One Bhagavatam set, for example. But every one of us sitting here may have one set of Bhagavatam now. And चलो भागवतम लेना तो हमारा एंडेवर क्या है? क्या एंडेवर है हमारा? जाओ नीचे बुक लेके लेके हो गया, लक्ष्मी तो हो गया. हाँ, now sometimes we get free also, we get sponsored. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, it took 11 years for him to search for the authentic copy of Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita. हमको कितना लगता है? हमको कुछ लगता है? टेंडर करना पड़ता है. प्रोपर डिसाइपल्स ने 2 महीने में इसको प्रिंट किया, इतने वॉल्यूम्स को, 9 वॉल्यूम्स इन 2 months. इट वाज इम्पॉसिबल. स्पीड उन्होंने किया. यहाँ तक कि एक व्यक्ति ड्राइंग करता था, करते करते सो जाता था वो. देन समवन एल्स विल रिप्लेस हिम. तो फॉर देम, तो मैं क्या बोलने का प्रयास कर रहा हूँ ना कि समटाइम वी डोंट पे द प्राइस. व्हेन यू डोंट पे द प्राइस फॉर गेटिंग समथिंग, यू डोंट वैल्यू. इसलिए ना, जैसे हमारे लिए प्रसाद है ना, तो हम लोग इतना, फॉर अस इट इज वेरी इजी टू कमेंट ऑन प्रसाद एट टाइम्स. अरे आज का नमक ही नहीं डाला, अरे क्या टेस्टी नहीं, अरे क्या वही सब्जी बार बार बनाए. व्हाई वी से एट टाइम्स दिस थिंग? बिकॉज वी गेट इट सो इजीली. इट अप्लाइज टू एवरीथिंग. चैंटिंग हरे कृष्णा, भक्ति करना हो या फिर दर्शन लेना हो या कुछ भी करना हो. So how many of us we go for darshan maybe second time? Less. Maybe 1-2 of us may be going. Less. Why? अरे इधर तो है, कहाँ जाएंगे, कल सुबह देखनी है. So for us it's like, ठीक है, we take it for granted. आज नहीं तो कल, करने तो परसों है ही. तो इसीलिए काफी बार जब, वही मैं बोलने का प्रयास कर रहा था कि because we get it so easily, so we don't have value of it. I remember first time जब मैंने first time went to वृंदावन, तो वहाँ पे I saw one foreign devotee was sitting there. तो उसमें ना, उस प्रसाद होने के बाद उसने जिस तरह से बोलते हैं ना, जय जय श्री राधे श्याम, कैसे बोलते हैं, हाथ ऊपर कर जय जय श्री राधे श्याम बोलते, हो गया. तो इतने उसने ईगरनेस के साथ, एंथुसियाज्म के साथ उसने वो ऐसा बोला, आई वाज सो मच अफेक्टेड इन माय इनिशियल डेज. मैंने क्या है इसका. रिसेंटली भक्ति तीर दामोदर महाराज वाज हियर. तो महाराज वाज शेयरिंग वंस दैट कि व्हेन ही वेंट टू टेक बाथ इन गंगा, तो महाराज बोले, ही सब डिवोटीज ने आधे घंटे में सब डिवोटीज आ गए, पर महाराज 1-1.5 घंटा रुके पानी के अंदर. समझ आ रहे, महाराज को पूछा, महाराज इतना समय क्यों रहे आप? महाराज बोले, फॉर मी टू टेक दिस बाथ, महाराज ने उसको पूछा, सो व्हाट इज द टिकट फ्रॉम मुंबई टू मायापुर? तो बोले कि मे बी 1000 रुपीज. महाराज बोले, आई हैव पेड $4,000 टू रीच फ्रॉम माई प्लेस टू मायापुर टू टेक दिस bath. For you, it's 1,000 rupees. In 1,000 rupees, you can get to take this bath. For me, it's $4,000 to just reach here and take a bath. So that's why I want to take maximum. उसका maximum मुझे लेना है, experience लेना है. So that's what. Many times we get things so easily, we get association so easily. No, at times there are so many places. There are 1 or 2 devotees only there. But we have variety. कितना है, मतलब ठीक है, इससे नहीं जम रहा तो वो है ही ना आपके लिए, दूसरा है ही आपके लिए. तो इसलिए ना, फॉर अस इट बिकम्स वेरी easy to be casual and ठीक है, not too serious. That's why. So for Ramanacharya disciples, they were getting daily महाप्रसाद. उसके उनके क्या था, daily affair था. But for the fish, it was just once. पता नहीं बाद में कब आएंगे. और उस तरह से हम लेंगे तो then we can really take. उस तरह से हम वो विजन से हम देखो, काफी बार महाप्रसाद प्रेयर भी बोलना भूल जाते हैं, है ना? आई एम राइट? मुझे लगा कि मैं हूँ अकेला हूँ जो ऐसा करता हूँ, बट सो ऐसा होता है. वाई? बिकॉज यू फील ठीक है, ऑब्वियस चीज है, रोज प्रसाद तो मिलना ही है. रोज 9 o'clock, जैसे हमारे केस में 9 o'clock भी, आप क्लास में आओ ना आओ, आपको प्रसाद तो आना ही है, सामने आपके गर्म प्रसाद तो होना ही है. सो ऑब्वियस वी में टेक थिंग्स फॉर ग्रांटेड. उसी तरह से वी मे टेक एसोसिएशन फॉर ग्रांटेड, वी मे टेक होली नेम फॉर ग्रांटेड, वी मे टेक एवरीथिंग फॉर ग्रांटेड. तो एटलीस्ट व्हाट वी कैन डू इज, ठीक है, पास्ट में जो हुआ है, सी वी कांट चेंज द पास्ट. हो गया, अभी पास्ट का तो कुछ कर नहीं सकते हम. बट वी हैव व्हाट वी हैव इज नाउ प्रेजेंट, and our present will determine our future. So let's utilize our present, let's consciously choose things. तो उसके लिए हमको पहले क्या रहना पड़ेगा? कॉन्शियस रहना पड़ेगा, है ना? We are so unconscious as I'm saying. We have to be conscious. We should begin being conscious with डायरेक्ट स्पिरिचुअल चीज से काफी और कॉन्शियस रहना थोड़ा मुश्किल होता है. बट टू बिगिन विद दिस वी कैन बिगिन विद कॉन्शियस बाय लाइट है फॉर एग्जांपल. तो दिन है तो लाइट का जरूरत है क्या? आई एम जस्ट गिविंग एग्जांपल. क्लास के लिए अलग बात है बट आई एम सही. तो वी हैव टू बी कॉन्शियस. ठीक है, लाइट जल रहा है, पानी बह रहा है ना, कुछ कचरा गिरा है. सी काफी बार ना वी डोंट गेट अफेक्टेड. जैसे वन ऑफ द सिम्टम ऑफ मोड ऑफ इग्नोरेंस, हम इग्नोरेंस में हैं. इसका सिम्टम क्या है पता है आपको? हाँ, नहीं, प्रैक्टिकल सिम्टम पूछ रहा हूँ, जो कहीं भगवत गीता में नहीं लिखा है, स्क्रिप्चर्स में आपको नहीं मिलेगा ये. नहीं नहीं, इट इज, अगर सपोज यहाँ पे कुछ कचरा गिरा है और आपको ना ऐसा, यू आर नॉट फीलिंग अनईजी बाय दैट. वो कचरा गिरा है, आप एकदम उसके साथ एकदम अच्छा, ठीक है गिरा है क्या, ठीक है गिरने दो, नो प्रॉब्लम, अच्छा है. तो अगर हमको ये लग रहा है ना, इसका मतलब वी आर इन सिंक विद दैट मोड. अंडरस्टैंड? जैसे हम मोबाइल को सिंक करते हैं, है ना, वैसे वी आर इन सिंक विद दैट तमोगुण. तो इसलिए हमको वी शुड फील अनईजी व्हेन समथिंग व्हिच इज जो नहीं चाहिए ना वहाँ पे, फिर वहाँ पे होने से हमको अनईजी लगना चाहिए. देन वी अंडरस्टैंड, ठीक है, मतलब थोड़ा कुछ हो गया हमारे लिए. एनीवेज 8:25, सॉरी आई एम लेट. थैंक यू. शील प्रभुपाद की जय.